Hello everyone, this is Ali Reza. After the introduction to chapter 2, I sat back and thought. In chapter 1, when I wanted to make a new project inside the solution, I was going to use that DLL project builder Windows application that I developed. But then I noticed something, and that is, Visual Studio itself lets you build your own templates. So why not use it? Because it's more flexible and it's easier. For that, you need to come to your control panel, programs and features, find Unity Community if you are using Community. If not, find your Visual Studio installation, hit change, and if there is an update waiting, it will tell you to update, and eventually you get to this window. You hit modify, going down under common tools, choose extensibility tools. Now it needs update 3. I had done it beforehand because this update took me near 2 hours. Then you say update and, well, I don't know, add whatever it's here, okay? So yes, close it. Now we open Visual Studio. That prompt that you saw was from running Visual Studio in administrative form, in admin form, okay? So when Visual Studio came up, we'll talk more. But before that, if you recall, we had this common csproj, common.editor csproj from our previous chapter. Yours may look different on included .cs files. Don't worry, we will nuke them. So keep that open in somewhere else, use Notepad++, or if you are smart, download Visual Studio Code and use it. Now, we need an extension called, where are you? SideWaffle. Download it, install it, and get ready. So we are going to make a new project. The project that we are going to make is a vsix project that comes from Visual Studio Extensibility upgrade. Okay? And waiting for it to come up. Come on. Come on. There we go. So I had these two from past. How can I remove them? I'm not sure. Let me check. If I go into Documents, Visual Studio 2015, let's see if I can remove them or not. Templates, Project Templates, C#, Unity Assembly, Zipback, that was old. Templates, my exported templates, no. How can I uninstall something? Huh. Because I need to uninstall them before starting. There we go. Uninstall, yes. And uninstall, yes. Thankfully, it doesn't need any restart. Okay, so File, New, Project. Going down in C#, you will see this extensibility, and because we are on .NET Framework 3.5, we won't see it. But if you go higher, for example, here, you will see this vsix project. I will go as high as I can, select this. This is the place I want it, so I will call it Unity Assembly. Okay? A solution with the specific name already exists on the list. Yep, overwrite it. I thought I moved it. Okay. Wait. And wait. And wait. until the project comes up. Okay, so here's your project. The very first things we want to do is this source extension manifest. Put an author name, put a version name. I think, 1. And then a product name. The product ID shouldn't change. We need to change the description. We say Unity 3D managed assembly project. Okay? And then install targets. If you check this mark for all users, you will need to be admin. So I will keep it unchecked. We don't need the Windows installer. Assets is okay. Dependencies is okay. Anything other than this, the license, if you have any license, if you have any icons, I'm not sure if I have any icons for this guy. Let me see if I can browse to my, where is my builder? DLL solution builder. I don't have anything here, huh? Well, let's double check it. No, I don't have it there, so in my projects folder, I'm basically searching to my own. Come on, I don't have it even here. You're kidding me. You kidding me. Here we go. Okay. Where is that? Here we go. I'm just basically choosing an icon. Open. Have fun with it. You can leave it empty. It's not important. Save. Now, here is the thing that we want to do. We need to, inside this project, install a NuGet package, okay? If you look at the references, it's just analyzers. We don't want that. We say install dash package template builder dash pre. And it will get the template builder, it will install the template builder, and it will prompt you to reload the project. That's okay. Reload it, and you see that it's being installed. Okay, that's all we need to do with this project for time being. So now we can add our own project. So new project under C# class library, switch this guy to .NET Framework 3.5, and I will call it base. Okay, and here is where the fun begins. So first of all, remove this guy. We don't need it. Then unload project, save yes, and not reload. Come on, work my brain. Edit. Now this part is okay. Property groups, that's okay, and that's okay. This part is okay, but I need to add something. I will copy paste it. By the way, I will change the stuff for here. I will change this guy to 12 so that older versions of Visual Studio can handle it. And then project equals that. Config platform. The GUID is okay. Library. And before library. You may not need it, but we had it inside our projects. So I will add it. A product version of that. A schema version of 2.0. The GUID, library, properties, the assembly name space. Then before version, we have target framework identifier. That is .NET Framework. And then we need to add our local variables after this guy, and that's this. So what I'm doing here, I'm defining a Unity installer folder variable with $registry. So we are going to inside registry current user software Unity space technologies installer Unity, and then we get this variable location space x64. If you watched my DLL builder video, you had seen me navigate to this guy. Then I'm going to add a new variable reference path that goes into the path that we got for the Unity installer, into editor data managed. This is where Unity engine and Unity editor DLLs sit. So that's our very first property group. Okay. Second property group, the only thing that we need to change is this define conditions. These conditions are in your common CS proj. I'm just copy pasting them from the end of the chapter 1's CS proj, nothing special. Okay. Then we have prompt and for. That's this property group. Next property group, and by the way, no, that's not all of it. Yeah, we need to change this guy, output path, but I will do it in twofold. The output path is going 2 folders upward inside Unity projects, assets, BOS, plugins. Then intermediate output path is being debugged. This guy is when the Visual Studio is building itself and the temp folders, etc., will sit here and don't bother us inside Unity. Okay. Now, the one for the release again has output path that is changed. So the output path is the same as debug, but the intermediate is going into release. And of course, our defined constants. And again, you should copy and paste it from your common CS proj from chapter 1. Okay? And we have prompt and for. Cool. Now, includes. I will copy paste again. A reference include for MS core lib. I'm not sure why it's there, but it was there in our CS proj file, so we are using it. Systems, system core. I will move this guy from here. Come on, behave. To here. Then data and this guy, these 2 data ones were not there because we were not using SQL or anything related to data, but I will keep them, why not? So after this, we will have another one, system runtime serialization. And then we are defining our Unity's DLL. This is the non-editor one, so we only have the Unity engine. Now here is where I'm using that defined variable reference path. So $reference path Unity engine.dll. Okay. After that, we have this item group that only goes into properties assembly info. That's okay. Then we have this part. So we are importing our builder, and then I will define a property group that has events like that. Remember, move the first post build event right after the tag, remove the tabs here, and close the tag after the last event, else you will end up with empty spaces in your event. That's not an error, but I don't like seeing that. And you see that I have this event that deletes everything that has XAML, Unity stuff, Mono stuff, nRefactory stuff, cache, file list absolute txt, properties, resources, and then the temp directory. But I have another post-build event with the condition of the platforms equals release any CPU. And that is when I'm deleting every PDB file inside our target build directory. And that is our project. So I'll open it and scrub through it little by little so that you can check and basically copy it yourself. If you want to get these defined constants, you can simply make a class inside Visual Studio, inside Unity, open the Visual Studio, open the project inside any editor, and you will get them. Okay? So that's it. Now we can reload our project, and we are done with this project. We don't need anything else, and you will see that Unity Engine is being loaded properly. Okay? Now we right click here, going into add template reference, and you see that it's coming from SideWaffle extension. And it says which project. Well, we only have one, base. Okay? It will do its stuff. And it will add these definition, this guy and this guy. In this underscore project vs template.xaml, we need to tweak stuff. First of all, this $root namespace dollar may be found correctly for you, and it was base. It never works for me, so I have to rename it both cases to be base. Now we have some metadata to fill, so Unity assembly with a space maybe. The project here description is Unity 3D managed assembly. This is the name of the file that will be suggested to you. I will call it base. It's C#, and the rest should be the same. Now you see this SW file icon. If you move your mouse, it's this guy. I don't like it. I will remove it, and I will add existing item, and I will navigate to my DLL builder stuff, and all files. I will choose the icon, and where was it? Base. Okay, mine is icon. I'm not sure if it will work, but we will see. Icon.ico. $GUID $1. That's the new GUID for your project. That's okay. And that's it. You know. Number of parent categories to roll up. That's not important anymore. And that's it. Now this preprocessor file. This is where you will find your template inside Visual Studio. Basically, when you say, hey, add new project, this is the hierarchy. So you are going under C#. Here you are going under web and SideWaffle. But I want to see mine under C# directly. So I will basically remove everything after C#. Okay? And that's it. We are renaming base to the project name that we gave it. Save everything. And let's hope it will see this build. So clean solution. That's a good habit. And by the way, be sure you are in release. And in configuration manager under release, you uncheck that base and do the same for the debug, uncheck that base. Okay, so now we should be able to build a solution. I hope that icon.ico works. I'm not sure. And it built it successful. If we come back to our project under this guy, bin release, and we don't see it there. God damn it. Where did you put it? Bin debug. Ah, come on. I'm on release mode. So rebuild. And there we go. Now we are seeing it there. Okay. So we get an icon. We get this v6. I'm not sure if I need that icon or not, but I will copy it. Okay. So I will come to this guy and we'll make a folder calling it Unity vsix extensions, and I will paste it here. That's our very first one. So I will double click it and it will install the extension for me, install, and that's it. Now I will make a new project and I will go into extensibility, change it to the top one, and vsix project. I will call it Unity Assembly Editor. Okay. Okay. In the same time, I will go one up, Unity Assembly, and not the solution, the project, not this guy, base. I will open it inside the code, Visual Studio Code, to have it handy on hand. Okay. Then here we will do the same stuff. So this is Unity 3D Managed Assembly for Editor. Okay. And the rest is good. So I will just browse the icon, and goddammit, it's not keeping this guy. So that, the icon, save, and that's it. We need to install our package again. So temp builder pre, reload the project, close this guy, and now we add our own DLL class library on framework 3.5. I will call this one base.editor. Okay. And then we'll first delete this guy and unload the project. Yes. Edit it. And remember, we had this guy handy. Control A, Control C, Control A, Control V, and change this. Delete. There we go. Now we need to do more stuff. First of all, we need to add .editor into root namespace and assembly name. Then when we are going to the output folders, we need to add editor / to both these two /. Then where we are, well, first of all, this item group, get rid of it. It's the stuff that will be added by the template. Okay. Then when we are adding the Unity engine, I will copy here, I will paste it here, rename both of them to editor, here and here, and that's it. Okay. So looking through this one more time. Yep, that's it. So we now reload project, yes, and here we add to the editor project, we add the template, we choose base.editor, we get rid of this guy. In here I will add existing item. From here we want the icon, okay, and I will close these two and reopen them just to make sure that we are here. Okay, cool. So this is a Unity assembly editor, Unity 3D managed assembly for editor. The default name I will say base.editor. C#, that's okay, that's okay. This is ICO and icon.ico. Okay? Then this is okay. These guys need to be changed. I said it never works for me. Base.editor. Make sure it's the exact name of your project. Okay? So base.editor. Remove this part. And we are good to go on this one. The next one is inside C#. Change base.editor to the safe project name. Now remember, if your project is not duplicated in the names, that's the safe project name. If it is duplicated, it will never work. So whatever. And that's it. That's it. Going to configuration manager. Under debug, you don't want the base. Under release, you don't want the base. That's it. Close. Under release, Ctrl+Shift+B, and it succeeded. So if we go to, where was that? Here, we get this assembly editor. Under the assembly editor, bin, release, I will get the icon and the vsix. Ctrl+C, coming up and paste. And I replace the icon, it's okay. And I will install it. Now, if everything is working, I should be able to say new project. And you don't see it here, although I installed it. The reason is that you need to close Visual Studio and rerun it. Yes, and we don't need you anymore. Come on. You see that it says reading component cache. Whenever you add an extension for Visual Studio, this will show up. So I know that it's loading my components now. Okay? Come on. Come on. Okay. And yep. So file, new project. The moment of truth, we will see the icon or not. It's initializing my templates now. That's why it's taking a bit long. Every time you load Visual Studio, first time this will happen. And look at here. We will see our icons and we will see our two assemblies. But I'm not going to use them right now. The reason is that I always like to start with a blank solution. I will call it test solution. And here I can now hit add new project, and I will choose Unity Assembly. I will go with base. Take a look at our reference. We have Unity Engine, and I can delete the icon now. Okay? And I can add the editor one. So add new project, assembly editor, and I will remove this guy and say base.editor. Remove the icon, and we will have Unity Engine and Unity Editor. So if I hit Alt Insert a class 1, and I will try to inherit it from mono behavior, and you see that Unity Engine is there. And if I go to the editor, hit Alt Insert a class, and I will inherit it from window. No, not window. Editor window. You see that Unity Editor is there. Okay. I hit Ctrl-Shift-S on habit. If you don't do that when you want to close Visual Studio, it asks, hey, do you want to save everything to your solution? Especially if you're administrator, you should hit yes, else you'll lose these guys. So let's add, come on, another project, and let's call it for the test Quest. I wish there was a way to remove that icon. So quest.editor, and remove the icon. Now, if you look at its properties, every one of these, okay, you see that the default namespace is okay, the target framework is okay, the build is okay, the build events is there, okay? The one for the editor has the .editor namespace, and everything else is again working okay. Now, if I close Visual Studio, see it says save changes, always hit yes, unless you want to nuke everything that you had done in that session. So we'll load it again. The moment of the truth, is our stuff there or not? That's a good question. Recent solutions and test solution. And you see our 4 projects are there, our 2 classes are there, and we are not missing any references. Okay? So that's it. Now the only thing remaining for me is to come here and do this and basically put them under a RAR or a zip file, and this is what you can share with your friends so that they can install this on their local machines. Remember, for that you need to be in release mode so that it works on every local on every machine, and your friends can, you know, basically install these to vsix stuff and have fun. If I ever find how can I get rid of this icon, I will make a I will record another video and I will tell you how to do that. So that's our new way of adding projects to a solution for Unity and Unity Editor. Have fun, everyone. Bye bye.